if you do get caught, which unfortunately they did, you all spent 135 gold on a homecoming stone that ultimately did nothing in the end for you in the early game stage. And early game, it sets the momentum for the rest of the game, and it's safe to say it set the momentum for the rest of game number 1. So.
Yep, definitely. And obviously when you have to buy like, all those health potions as well and things like that, and yeah, it's not good. But they're going with the Dr. Pulse themselves though, and I mean, this is almost feels like almost like a Provost kind of hero because it can make plays, but then it can also carry as well. And Provost obviously was kind of a playmaker back in what was it? Denial and also even
time, yeah.
I think he played for Reason at the time as well. He played playmaker as well. And then now, so he can go over to the carry. It feels like a natural transition, I guess, to make. So
yeah,
makes sense. And the hero is just incredibly strong at the moment as well. Just having the ability to have so much mobility, and able to catch those 3-man wipes for team fight into like a 5-man wipe because of the catch from Dr. Repulsor. So gives you that extra kind of gold. Tree are ready to counter though with the Moira.
I like it. We actually saw a Moira ban last game by Mint, and part of me was a little bit intrigued by that because Tree was the one with Dr. Repulsor, so the idea that Tree would also pick up a Moira, I mean, it still could have been there. We've seen him before, played by Tree in that suicide role, and the Arcane Vortex alone is a powerful tool in itself, but this time around, they just say, there's a good chance you're probably going to try to ban it, we'll pick it up here, and get that out of the way to have us, in a sense, kind of a counter to Dr. Repulsor, so.
Definitely, and I think you almost have to have some kind of something that addresses the Dr. Repulsor, because otherwise he's just too damn strong, honestly. Whether it be another farmed carry that can deal with him, or even like a support like Moira, you have to address him, because otherwise he can really get out of control. And I do like the Moira pick here as well, and obviously Moira as well could even be suicide, could be short lane as well. You just don't know.
There you go, Puppet Master on the top of that, but yeah, again, as far as where Moira's going to be exactly, we've seen them run a suicide, we've seen them run it in the support. Still nothing 100% just yet from Willowkeeper, what they plan to do with this time around. And, again, also with what Mint is drafting, they got Kraken on top of Engineer and a somewhat AoE synergy kind of forming. And, again, that's a little risky against a Moira. We've seen several times before how that Arcane Vortex can really screw you up when you're trying to set up the AoE synergy, completely stall everything and change up the pace of the fight. So I'm not saying those are bad picks necessarily, but you got to be a little careful if you are Mint here. With that idea, at least. So, but now the follow-up bans, see Flux banned immediately by Mint. Actually, again, that's kind of interesting because if anything, you would have figured maybe they would have gone with Flux, but already having Kraken and Engineer. But
yeah, and not only that, but they're just scared of Kraken Flux, man. It did a lot of work last game. Obviously, got the annihilation in the end, and just they just don't want to deal with it. They've got their mid, they've got their Kraken mid, they've got Engineer, they've got Doctor. All they need now is their second support and their offlane and their big Gucci. So.
Keeper, Demented Shaman, and a Curse. What is going on here? I mean, the Curse not so much, but yeah, Demented Shaman being banned by Mint. It's a little, I'm wondering if Mint, with that ban, it seems to me that they're looking to go an aggressive tri lane though. I remember when Tree run the Demented Shaman, it was actually in that tri lane. The hero can do a lot of work in the tri lanes because the heal bomb and the Superman cape just sort of makes someone survive. So yeah.
Just from that, and also the accursed ban as well. So they're afraid of the laning stage just from those two bans in itself, and it looks to be that they think that Moira is going to be suicide as well. So.
All right, and we'll see what they decided now. Pick up here with that Andromeda final ban coming out from Willowkeeper. Moira's just such a. I'm so glad we're seeing more and more. Moira was really. I was pleased when we first released her as far as the potential of the hero. And especially when she first became eligible for the competitive scene, I'm not gonna. Hey, I was advocating her, and finally, it's good to see teams listening to me.
Yeah, she's really, really good, man. She's really strong. Like the Eve even pops Veiled Rock ganks as well, which is really sick.
That's true, yeah. I see that.
Which is quite cool, and particularly against like AoE-centric lineups, the hero can do well. Not only that, counters Dr. Repulsor as well, and people who rely a lot on mana, like Oogie, for example. Just a hero that counters a lot of heroes that are very popular in the metagame right now, which is just quite cool to see. But so yeah, I think with that Glacier pick up from Mint, that does somewhat confirm my suspicion of them running an aggressive tri-lane, or at least trying to run some kind of tri-lane. I guess they could do two dual lanes as well, but with Dr. Repulsor on the board, like the hero can solo itself, so can Kraken, so I don't know. It seems to be that they might run a trial, and that's why they ban out the Accursed and the Demented Shaman, because they're scared of those defensive supports having an impact on the laning phase, because Mint are looking to get aggressive from the get-go. So.
Yeah. Diving into the extra time here a little bit. Behemoth coming out for Tree. All right, we're going to see Ruda Z Behemoth most likely.
Yeah, Magnus, maybe Magnus Crackhead then.
Is that so? Yeah, is it? I guess that still doesn't give us the answer as far as Moira goes.
No, they're going to either offlane or support in the last pick for Tree.
I'm not sure.
I think it could go either way, honestly, because I don't know. I'm leaning towards. I don't know, man. It's just hard to say. There's so many different reasons why. Like, I think they might need a little bit of early game damage, which to me might realise they might pick up like another single support. But then you think about who's left on the single support here for Tree.
Yeah.
Torturer's on the board. They don't play a Luna support. They play him as like a carry or core.
They play a lot of Torture.
They do play a lot of Torturer. Yeah. So if it's going to be Torturer, but then you got to think of who's going to play offlane. They can secure a second core, perhaps like a Madman, but then you're playing with a Behemoth as well. Do you want a second melee core on top of Magnus? Maybe not. For Mint, though, this is going to be their offlane, though.
Yeah.
Kraken will always be in Labyrinth hands. So for them, I think they'll need to make a playmaker, though, because they got Kraken and Doctor for their two sort of somewhat late game cores. So it's another. Bubbles is on the board, even Chipper. That's what they might look to go for.
10 more seconds. They've used a lot of time already. Oh, not so much a playmaker, instead more a strong team fight presence. That's what they go for.
I guess it depends on how aggressive the Doctor Boxer is from the get-go, I guess. If he's aggressive from like 10-minute onwards, then I guess he can be your playmaker in that respect. But yeah, Jeremiah, but that
did open up the door. And, you know, that's, yeah. I'm sure Mint had that in their mind, too. They're like, you know, we could go Jeremiah here. They could very likely pick up Electrician, though, because, again, Tree was still thinking about either the support or suicide. Well, that makes it pretty easy. They just say, you know what, Electrician, he has pretty good suicide capabilities. He's also very good against Jeremiah, so let's go ahead and pick him up. Yeah, that's so that was the risk factor for Mint, and they do pick up into him. Now, it's not the end of the world. Jeremiah still is useful, of course, but that definitely hurts, no doubt.
I think the reason why they did that, actually, though, is because they've actually just swapped up the heroes as well. It looks like Zibbo is going to be playing Core Engineer.
No. There had to be a mistake there.
No, I think they're running Core Zibbo, because it makes actually a little bit of sense after the Electrician pick, though, because if your hero is getting countered by one of the other heroes from Tree, you almost want it to have less of an impact in terms of farm, like Jeremiah, for example. That's why they run Jeremiah as the second support here. With Zibbo is going to be on the core. Because, for example, if you put like all your farm, obviously just take this for example, obviously Jeremiah wouldn't get, but if you run Jeremiah as the 1, for example, you put him all the farm, and then he gets sort of countered by Electrician, then you might as well run him as the 5 instead, just because it makes a little bit more efficient use of your resources. And so they run the Engineer as a core, and then they run the Jeremiah as a second support, because he's going to get countered either way, so you want him to have as little of sort of draining your resources, because he's going to get countered regardless. So I actually do like this play here from Mint. It's a little bit funky, it's a little bit weird, but it does make sense in the long term.
Now, I guess kind of the question is, too, now, if you're an Electrician, of course, you already got the single target purge, so taking care of Protective Charm and even that Soul's Blessing on the one target pretty good, but, you know, it will only be one target, so something like a Soul's Blessing is still pretty good that obviously affect everyone else. So I'm wondering what I'm getting at. Does Electrician look to prioritize even a Staff of the Master here, you think?
Yeah.
Yeah?
I think he will. I mean, normally I'd always say, yeah, this game is a little bit more questionable. I think Staff on Election against Jeremiah is almost cool, practically, because Jeremiah's ulti just turns team fights. I think Staff on Election is really good. In this game, I think it's a little bit more questionable. It will come down to maybe Boxy thinking about it a little bit more. The reason being is because if you think about who's actually giving right clicks in this game, it's going to be only Puppet Master, and therefore you only need to have one person targeted, or purged, sorry, because Puppet Master only be hitting one person. If they had a second core, for example, like a Madman on top of the Electrician, then I'd say, yeah, go to Staff, because then Madman and Puppet Master can hit different targets. But with only one real core, late game core, with the Puppet Master, they only need to have one target purged, and that will be, you know, without the Staff Master and Electrician. But again, that could come into different effects. You know, if they want to get rid of the repel plus, you know, something else, I don't know. That's just the reasoning here.
Both teams, 4 versus 4 up here. You see Kraken and Electrician, respectively, for their teams, are elsewhere, so you can tell Mint, though, pretty passive as far as engaging into the jungle just yet. You got Behemoth in the front lines ready to block them off or possibly catch somebody if need be, but yeah, they're going to make it pretty clear they're not going to give up their jungle necessarily. Of course, neither team running a jungler, so not a huge priority to block camps necessarily, but just, if anything, getting vision here. Pretty significant, but yeah, still can't get over seeing an engineer core. But I mean, again, the logic you said definitely makes sense to it. It's just this is not your.
It's weird.
We've only seen this once before. I do remember a while. I forget the scenario, but
I remember when Super KG actually played in the World Finals last year. They actually lost that game.
Was that might have been it then? Yeah, I know. I was thinking about something. It might have been that then.
I was like, "What are you doing?"
Well,
so he's not playing hooker.
Interesting here. Yeah, they are going to go with the tri-lane top. They got Kraken middle. Dr.
But I guess this does make sense in terms of the laning as well. That's why they banned out, obviously, the Demented Shaman and the Curse, as I stated before. But not only that, when you run like a support as your core, they are incredibly strong in the tri-lanes. That's why we've seen Tree run a Luna as a core, and they run it as a tri-lane, because you practically have 3 supports in a lane. Obviously, one just gets the farm. And when you do that, your kill potential is insane because all the supports offer so much in terms of their laning phase. So instead of having like a second core or like a core like Puppet Master, the engineer is just going to offer a little bit more in terms of kill potential in the lane. So yeah, just because of that reason alone, I think Mint have the stronger tri-lane. It's just going to come down to play here from Tree. But the pool camp is blocked though.
Yeah, it is. You got Behemoth though. He's constantly trying to come in here and set something up, but you can see Glacius continues to go out here, then spot him out. It's just a back and forth rinse and repeat here, but I do feel a little bit worried for Mint, honestly. That Fidget Stun could definitely cause a lot of issues here. Again, sure, having a Jeremiah helps with the protective charm, but...
No, you're right, though, because the reason being is because if Behemoth does get a good Fisher off, regardless of Jeremiah doing anything, they're going to secure a kill, sorry. Jeremiah is not going to do enough defensive capabilities to save someone from our Fisher block, so...
Yeah. Alright, but yeah, keep an eye on the Engineer's farm and see what he's able to do with it, and also levels and whatnot, and kind of curious to see how he goes. I assume we're nothing out of the ordinary. Probably still going to see the turn and keg build, of course. Mine's just a little too crazy earlier on, at least, but as far as items go, that's going to be interesting. Probably more utility. Again, it's the same game back and forth, though. As the levels start adding up, that's where we'll possibly see some more engagement happening, but going to keep it safe for now. Middle lane matchup. Kraken 11-1, Magnus 9-0 so far, so pretty back and forth there. Not a big surprise. It's just like we're seeing a lot of that matchup lately. The Kraken versus Magnus. I don't know why, but Electrician versus Dr. Repulsor. Electrician going for the kill. Is he going to actually? No, he didn't have an energy absorption. If he had one, that could have been it. But yeah, he just used it actually, so makes sense there. But he's 8-1 against the Doctor who's 8-5. So Boxing, holding his own right here in this matchup.
And if you see what he's doing as well, he's positions himself into the jungle when he will only come out for a Denara last hit, so he just reduces his chance of getting sort of harassed there by the Doctor. So he goes into this little tree crevice here. So, yeah, and I think the longer this goes on, I think Doctor will slowly start having an advantage. But because of this positioning here, actually, he is able to get a lot of last hits because of it. So.
Whew. See right there, energy absorption, a fantastic tool for farming the creep wave, as he showed right there. He is, so I mean, we also did see right there though. He did level up static grip, and usually that's not the most powerful tool in a so especially in a 1v1 lane. He goes at here. What do you think that was the best choice or not?
I think it's going to hurt him in the longer this goes because him last hitting is going to be a lot harder. But I think he saw the opportunity for a kill when he went for it. Top lane though.
Yeah, we finally see engagement. Nope, not enough though. Now Jeremiah, see, that's obviously more, again, she has a lot of uses here in this game. Really, I go back to her W, very interesting. It really is considered a silence. That's what it basically is in most cases. And so good for locking down heroes like Jeremiah. I know Dr. Pulse is definitely the big one, but helping to lock down a Jeremiah, if you use it right before the fight starting, it throws him off guard. And we kind of saw right there, using it on him, trying to maybe open up a kill, preventing him from protecting charm or healing even, but in the long run, of course, not working out right there. But yeah, I'm look forward to seeing how she uses that mana burn, the mana sunder of hers, as it's called throughout these fights. Of course, again, though, Dr. Repulsor, no doubt, if you're looking for a lot of damage as a result of it, Doctor's going to be the prime target. That's for sure. Oh, top lane, Hasted, Magnus, and Invis. That's brutal. However, they got some kind of information. Wow, that's big. That could have been a complete cleanup right there, but something gave them the heads up, and I'm guessing just a missing an action call, if anything. So that's big that they got back in time.
Yeah, and it's good though as well, because look at the middle lane now. Labyrinth is like smashing the middle lane compared to Magnus.
Yeah,
that was a very costly play there from Krake, and it didn't do too much. I mean, it did actually give a lot of space for Balthazar as well. You got 2 level 3s now compared to the 3 level 2s on Mint, so I guess that did create a lot of space, but just in terms of the raw mid lane, he is suffering because of it.
Yeah. So you see it's kind of the lane even being pushed back a little bit, so open up perhaps a little bit of farm for Zibby right here to pick that up. Again, only 8 and 6. We're doing 21 and 13 Puppet Master, so yeah, Balthazar's managed a very good farm.
I think actually with this trial being rather passive, actually, I think this favours Mint. It favours Tree, because just in terms of raw last hitting, like Balthazar is obviously going to have the superior time because he has the whiplash to get last hits. Not only that, he has the higher base damage. If you look at Zibbe, he's like 49 to 56, really terrible base damage. That's very, very hard to actually get last hits. Whereas I think they have the better sort of kill potential. They've got Charizard's back and map, but then they've got Cord Engineer as well, so that can do a lot of work. But
something that's kind of hitting me too, of an engineer, and engineer is kind of an interesting support, and there are other supports out there as well, of course, not the only one, but he's an agility hero, remember. So the idea of building him in more of a core style, possibly even damage output, something like the Energizer will impact him, just that much more because being an agility, and things like that. Possibly building even like a Firebrand and going to the Geometer's Bane, and could have some decent right-click presence. Again, being an agility hero. Unlike the intelligence supports, but
yeah,
just thought that was worth.
No,
I'm not saying he's going to do that by any means. But
no, he probably will though. But like, he actually will, because what else is he going to go for? Like, he'll go Portal Key in this game, yeah, for sure. But outside of Portal Key, what kind of support items can you get? Maybe tablet, yeah, but what do they really need a tablet for? There's not like a Kraken or a Pharaoh in this game. I mean, tablet's always good, but expect Glacius or even Charizard to pick one up for you. I think like Energizer Portal Key would be good. Even Null Fireblade I've seen sort of core engineers do.
Yeah, again, just keeping an eye on this top lane. It keeps feeling like it's getting so close to engagement, but in the end, nothing really happens. Yeah, he's done that several times now, kind of scaring them off, and yeah, Balthazar really excelling as far as creep score goes. Now, when it comes to GPM, honestly, only 250 gold per minute. I'm actually very surprised by that. I guess he's not as good as I thought he was.
Man.
Yeah, that's just how it works. You got 47 creep kills like Kraken compared.
Whenever you play Trilands, it's Kraken? No.
Is he diving? No.
He was diving quite a bit, but no replicable answers. But yeah, whenever you play Trial versus Trial, like your CS is a lot worse because you have to really focus about your positioning. The spam denies from either side as well. It's just a lot harder to get last hits really because you're a lot more pressured to get them. So
yeah,
it makes sense.
Going back to Kraken though, again, 370 gold per minute here for Labyrinth. So we talked about earlier how Magnus did spend a little bit of time at the top lane, remember, where he tried to set up what would have been the Bloodlust kill, and by the way, we still don't have a Bloodlust kill as we're coming up to 8 minutes in this game now, and that is rare, especially when we see a try versus try lane, but again, the Legion try lane was an aggressive in the sense of being long lane, but really not the most aggressive. A hero like Jeremiah not going to assist in that aggression necessarily, as we've kind of seen throughout here.
They don't really have a setup sort of stun really. Like Glacius, Tundra Blast is the only kind of setup, and that's not really like a setup. And Ice Imprisonment, the range is actually lower than her actual attack range. So an Engineer Keg is too easy to miss, for example. Whereas Tree, they have the setup with the Behemoth stun, for example, but then they don't really have the greatest of damage with more Puppet Master. So yeah. I think for that lane, all it is can Behemoth land a good Fisher block, and can Mint really get the close distance, which they might be able to do actually. But
I'm going to try for something right here. There's that Mana Sunder. In comes the stun as well from Moira. Puppet Master, he gets frozen before he can get there in time. You see the Protective Charm is applied to Jeremiah. Will mitigate further. Dr. Pulsar flies to them. Everybody's here for the Legion team. It's going to be an all-out clash. Finally, we get a Bloodlust kills. Probus gets it on a Balthazar right there. Fisher stun though. Magnus Eruption. That's going to be huge. Absolutely huge. It goes in. Nice push. Will it be enough damage? It will not. Jeremiah though goes down. So does Electrician. It's just back and forth, back and forth. It's two. Make that a 4 for 2 as Kraken gets the stun off and gets the hat trick in the end, and they want more. That fissure block, unfortunately, Ah, man, we've seen that a couple times today now. Behemoth almost screwing his own team over rather than helping, in a sense. And at least Engineer will survive, and looks like he's going to be fine. But what a cleanup, though, for Tree in the end.
Yeah, and that Magma's eruption was just far too much damage. Like, all of them were clumped up so much, and the eruption was doing tons and tons of damage. Look at the damage done, Breaky, on the damage tab. Like, Magma's well up there with 26%. And that's just almost the risk you pay. Like, you have to assume like team fights like that are going to happen, and it's going to be because of the tri-lane that they occur. I mean, do they have the initiation? You know, do they have the team fights? Well, obviously they don't, and obviously it definitely backfired there. And this tri-lane, honestly, it's fouled. Honestly, I think like they have not won in terms of CS. They haven't really shut down Baltazar, and they haven't got enough kills. And this, in terms of core engineer, you have to have a good start. You have to make kills, because otherwise, where are you going to get your farm from? I think.
Ooh, Kraken missed the charge. Even the haster, and he just missed the angle right there. Now Glacia's going to be locked down. That's a more illusion to remember. Her ephemeral form. She actually pops the Arcane Vortex. She also has the Mana Thunder on a Kraken currently, and then nobody dying from all of that. So you did see also Kraken got purged his haster off by Electrician, of course, and that's, again, just one of the several strengths of that purge ability from Electrician. So yeah, what was a little bit of heavy engagement there. Ends up being no kills in the end. Baltazar, or more so Probusk, on Dr. Repulsors, going back to farming the bottom lane a little bit right here. You do see putting some good damage into the tower, but they're going to have to fall back before, as the creep lane is pushing him out, I guess. But back to the top lane, it looks like, again, possible more action could be happening up here, as it's back to the try versus try lane now.
This tri-lane, they can't stop anymore, because it's 11 minutes already, and people are starting to get too scary at the moment, as well as Puppet being level 6. Like, there comes a time where normally it's about 10 or 12 minutes in a tri-lane where you almost have to forfeit it if you're the aggressive team, because otherwise you're just out of position. Like, if you think about it, like, you're so far up in terms of the off lane that, you know, you're far away from your 2-1 tower, and Tree could just rotate in with, you know, TPs and just secure kills on you. So. And that's what I meant, you know, they haven't really won the tri-lane, they haven't got secured enough kills, they didn't take the team on tower when they ran an aggressive tri-lane either, and so they're going to have to disperse now. And the problem is that what does this engineer do? When you run like an aggressive tri-lane, you have to almost win it, because otherwise, or you need to have at least have a backup plan. Like, this engineer cannot jungle, he can't really set up kills because Trio are always playing defensive or they're farming their own jungle, so what does this engineer do now? Like, Kraken has to farm mid, Doctor has to farm bottom. What's this engineer going to do? Yeah. And it's just like, when you lose the aggressive tri-lane, it really just screws up your mid game, because you need to, you know, farm efficiently on your cores, but there's nowhere else to farm on the map. Tree, you know, they can farm mid, they can farm bot, and they've got heroes that can farm the jungle as well. So just because of that, it's just, I mean, they should definitely forfeit the lane, because otherwise it's going to backfire. But, you know, this just so far, this core engineer breaky failed to impress.
Oh yeah,
these supports going cores, man. It's like this kind of weird flavor.
For a reason, damn it. Keep them at the roll. No, yeah, trying to go outside the box right here, and again, clearly not going as planned for mid. Whispering Helm, by the way, picked up by Baltazar. So again, we see a lot of this back and forth here. He decides to go that route first rather than the Assassin's route. I mean, it has been a pretty passive game for the most part, other than that one exchange we had. So perhaps makes sense there.
Yeah, and it also gives him ability to farm the ancients as well, which frees up another lane, all about farm efficiency and, you know, sharing the resources on the map, for example. Like, whereas Mint, there's no one that can farm the ancients. Like, they've got like almost a triple stack here, but they'll need like all 5 practically if they want to do them, because they won't be able to do it themselves. So makes sense.
Bottom tower, it's close to deny range. Needs to be at that 130 mark, of course, and not there just yet. Not going to get there at this point. Electrician able to fight them off, so Electrician, speaking of it, about 263 gold per minute, not the prettiest necessarily, but hey, not too bad, especially considering he was that suicide against the Dr. Repulsor, so he's got some good build up here, and hey, you're not necessarily looking for him to take off. As Magnus, on the other hand, getting an early start's good, and that's what they got going here for Kraken. Of course, the hat trick earlier helps. He is now the top farmer of the game at 344. Kraken is toe-to-toe with him here, as he's finishing off some Ancients and getting close to finishing his own Portal Key. So it's a race to that Portal Key right now. And, well, I think Magnus is actually going to get it first, because he also has triple stack Ancients to work with, which he's going to do here in just a second. I wouldn't be surprised if he also uses the Eruption right here. to get them taken out ASAP. Now, that's kind of that awkward spot, though. It's like, this gets you your portal key, but he's going to get it, but now he won't have the eruption for another 130 seconds, unfortunately. So, was it really worth it to save maybe 20 seconds or so? Maybe not, but yeah, he decided to do it. And now he has the portal key at least. That's the important thing there. Kraken is going to pick his own up very shortly here as well. In fact, there you go. So pretty much the same timing in the end. That's what they do. Probusk also going... Again, you know, and I got to say, I saw Keizu pointing this out in chat as well last game. Probusk in general just loves to build a very defensive style early on. If he's on an agility hero, he'll go Mystic Vestment still as well as the Energizer. If he's on an intelligence hero, which was last game of Puppet Master, in this case here, he'll go Grave Locket into Mystic Vestments. Not everyone does that. He seems to be kind of unique with that.
Yeah. I agreed with it last game because there was a lot more actions, a lot more aggressive sort of play style. But this game has been very passive, and he hasn't been threatened at all, really. Unless they're looking to go for team fights, I don't see it. But he's going to go for an aggressive play here, but not going to find anything. And he's going to most likely feed now as well.
Oh, Glacius at least. Will they get Doctor's the question. They do not get Doctor, but Kraken comes in with the release. The Kraken kind of go for a turn. They save Glacius, actually. Cherizaya saves the day. Energy field is down to Moira with that Arcane Vortex. Kind of screwing up. Out comes a Shockwave as well right as they come out of it. Moira herself, she is going to fall. The Glacial Downpour. Soul's Blessing, though, as he finished on did cancel it, but some way, somehow, Mint is cleaning up this fight. Cherizaya. Clutch timing as well as Labyrinth getting there when he did. That was big.
Man. That's why you pick up Cherizaya, man. He just turns team fights, and I think actually Electrician used the Cleansing Shock before anything from Cherizaya came out anyway, and because of that, like they had nothing to really deal with, like the Repel or obviously the Soul's Blessing either. But yeah, I mean the Kraken initiation was really good. They killed the Puppet Master before he even got the Voodoo Puppet off, and just did a lot of work. So I guess, I mean, if they're taking team fights earlier on, I guess the Grave Locket and the Vestments is worthwhile from Probusk, but again, good team fight.
He is going for the he is going for the Null Stone again, kind of like we saw Bob Sucker for last game. So
yeah, he's facing a Puppet Master. You have to get it. It's core, and otherwise Puppet Master will just kill you over and over again. So
yeah,
good pickup.
It is kind of fun. That kind of just hit me too. We do see the same carry matchup, Doctor versus Puppet, just on the other teams now. In this case. So, and right now it does seem like Doctor, after that fight at least, is having a little bit better of a time. Double damage room going to be bottled up by Electrician before Kraken could get there, so good timing by Boxy. But, you know, with that said, of course, Puppet Master, in this case being played by Baltazar, he's still having a decent game. He got the Whispering Helm earlier on, and very likely now working towards that Assassin Shroud. Behemoth Portal Key, how close are we to that? Oh, he's getting there, actually. 1,400 gold saved up. He's going to clean up this stack right here shortly. And that'll put him that much closer. So you see Electrician taking some Ancients out in the meantime. Of course, they already have their Portal Key on Magnus, as we've seen before. But yeah, getting the Portal Key on Behemoth, going to be huge here for a tree. But speaking of Portal Key, Engineer gets one himself. So using this earlier on farm to get the Portal Key, actually.
Yes, makes sense. And then after that, I think he's going to start building into more of like a right-click carry or right-click threat, which isn't very like that scary because it just doesn't do a lot of damage. Has quite low base damage, and his stat game is quite poor as well. Only 2.3 compared to others that are like 2.8, even 3, for example. So a little bit sort of weak in that respect. But the running core Engineer in the early couple of team fights has been playing off actually. I'm in the lane.
Oh, he stuns away just before the keg stun comes out. Moira, the Arcane Vortex, he caught herself as well as Engineer. That's the Ephemeral Forge Moira, by the way, stunning them, just trying to do what he can to buy some time, but his team was not close enough, clearly, and they can't really do the most. So now Moira not really going to be able to do a whole lot here to assist her team if they do defend, which it looks like they're setting up to at least. Again, Behemoth is still a little bit away from his Portal Key. Mint doesn't know that necessarily, though. You know, still kind of guessing about that, whether he has it or not. But they're going to go in onto Electrician right here. Magnus, he just Portal Key in as well in the background, so he can't help initially. The Fidget Stone blocks him off a little bit. Glacial Downpour doing so much damage. Magnus will fall. Down goes Electrician. And once again, Mint coming in on top right here. Engineer, in the meantime, he gets locked down by Puppet Master, and at least they get something out of it. Let's make it a 2-for-1 right there. I assume, though, Mint is going to keep... Well, they're going to try to push this still. But I don't know if they're going to be successful with it here. As Puppet Master going to deny? Yes, they will deny it, as the Fidget Stun also blocks him off. The Kraken charge just missing there. We see so many of those, man. It's not an easy ability to land, I guess.
Yeah. Man, it's easy. You can't break me. And you just land those every day.
Oh, no, I'm 100% easy, but, you know, not everyone can
easy.
be
It'll
me.
be scrubs, man.
Not everyone can be me.
But yeah, just again, the core engineer though in these particularly these early team fights is doing a lot of work. Like there's obviously no strong heads yet from the cores like even like Electrician or Puppet Master or Magnus, for example. So in the early sort of team fights, he needs to go in the Energizer as well, which makes sense. He's a bit more build up, get a little more tanky. I think after that we might see an L5 Blade from Engineer. It's useful against heroes like obviously Electrician and even heroes like Behemoth as well. It just synergies quite nice with the hero if you're going to build like a core engineering aspect.
Yeah.
One item build actually, which is quite cool. Actually, I do like the Ghost Marches here from Jeremiah. He's not going to have the farm to pick up a portal key, and he'll need to have good positioning here to make sure he can get the clutch inner light saves and obviously the protective charm as well. Sometimes we see Striders, but it's a little bit unreliable. For example, if you take some damage, then the movement speed can be completely negated. So I do like the Ghost Marches on Charizard as well. It's a nice way to keep his positioning on point.
You know, going back to that Nullifier Blade possibility you're talking about, and I was thinking about it a little bit more too. You know, you also got, well, a hero like Moira. And actually, top lane here, Puppet Master. Speaking of Moira, the illusions there going to throw out the stun and will help save Puppet Master. So again, that Ephemeral Forge coming into play. But you know, that's an example as I was getting at. The Nullifier Blade, it would instantly kill the illusion.
I think it purges the Mana Thunder as well.
Yeah, I assume so. I don't see why not. Yeah.
So, and that's going to be quite useful against the Doctor Pulsar as well. Isibe's quite clutch with the bottom lane.
Seeing a little bit of trouble. Engineer, he got the energy field down.
Isibe, no mate, you're not killing that Electrician.
Yeah, by himself. Now he does have Doctor here. Doctor's going to come in, but Behemoth joins the party as well. They kill Engineer and Doctor. He needs to get out of there. Maybe. Well, he has Charm now. There's the Purge though.
Yeah.
Goes off right there. So yeah, it didn't have the Null Stone up at that time.
That was really aggressive from Zebe there. Like, I mean, I can understand the energy field, because I guess he assumed other people were coming in, but trying to like right click onto the on Boxy just it makes no sense. You were not doing anything to him, honestly. So stayed around too long and dies as a consequence.
Yeah. Jeremiah will pick up some farm in the jungle right here. He's got a Blood Chalice now, so helping with the mana situation a little bit again, as you mentioned. This is a secondary support. Jeremiah was in that trial lane, so really no farm really had for him earlier on in this game. So just trying to get any he can.
If he can buy a portal key, that'd be really good though, because I'm pretty sure if Battlestar can find a hero, I think he's going to look for the Jeremiah, because he can burst him down instantly, and then it stops any kind of big team fight turn from the Jeremiah. And that's why I talk about the Ghost Marchers, because yeah, he can sort of stay somewhat far back and then you're running with the Ghost Marchers, but with portal key, it's going to be even better, honestly. So.
Illusion Puppet Master there, kind of scaring them a little bit, but in the end, it was just an illusion. So the real Puppet Master at the top lane, he's clearing out the creep wave and enhancing his farm a little bit more. 350 gold per minute just about, so he's climbing up there. However, Doctor and even Kraken remain on top. Nearly 400 gold per minute for Kraken. Labyrinth trying to finish that Shrunken Knight. Engineer in the middle lane, kind of similar to the bottom lane, but he has a lot of backup this time, including the Velderot on Kraken right here. Trying to see
but they do have portal key on Behemoth though now.
They do, yeah.
Big. I don't think they know that yet. But I think they want to start trying to take team fights before Puppet Master picks up his Shrunken Head. Because a lot of their damage, obviously a lot of magical, the Engineer, the Doctor Pulsar in particular. So, and he is building towards it, which is to be expected.
Right.
And Electrician is going that staff, by the way, so he's made up his mind. I thought he might go against it just because Puppet Master's going to be doing a lot of the right click, and you don't need to purge off everyone's Soul's Blessing, but I guess Magnus is going to do a little bit of right click, and Puppet Master might change targets from time to time, for example. So I don't see anything. Why not, for example? Can purge off the repel as well. So. And 25 health regeneration is quite a lot, actually, as well. So even if they're not taking right click damage, it's still quite useful to take off.
Yeah, absolutely. Puppet Master, he's got now a Mighty Blade delivered, so that Shrunken Head, of course, going to be coming out on him. Kind of the trio of items that are just very strong to have, and the Shrunken Assassin trying to Whispering Helm. Triple stack Ancients on the Hellborn side here. Oh, double stack, never mind. Almost triple stack. Need one more minute to do that. Behemoth still kind of sitting quietly here in the middle lane area. You see both teams got some good vision up. They're both putting some counter wards down. They know that these wards are here, but of course if you're going to kill them, then they can see you doing that. So it's a tough spot to be in. Now Engineer's going to go for it, and they will be successful. That was, again, pretty close. Magnus was nearby, but he had the creep we have to deal with, so able to do it in time before they get caught out right there. Kraken going to farm a little bit at the top lane. Again, he's still looking to finish that Shrunken Head, which he's very close to. Bottom lane, Jeremiah and Dr. Repulsor setting up. Doesn't look like they're going to go in just yet, though. Unless they want to try to catch them at the Ancients here. Not going to be the case, at least for now. They're in that area, though. It's seems like they could, but Engineer also not, or not Engineer, but Electrician also not necessarily doing them yet, despite them triple stack now.
Kraken's picked up his Shrunken Head now, and I think they should definitely try and force a fight with this. Puppet Master's not near his, and they need to try and almost force the short Shrunken Head timings. You know, trying to fight when you have yours and they don't have theirs. I guess they could wait for Hellflower and Doxter as well, but I don't think they need to. They're going to maybe try and fight here, bottom Ancients.
Well, this is big because Electrician's out of mana now. He has no mana to do anything. Dr. Pulse going to jump right here. Energy Field goes down. Beautiful placement. That kicks it out. There's the Arcane Vortex. Will stall initially. It's not going to be enough, though, in the end. They come out in the Energy Field. Moira goes down. Electrician goes down. Behemoth already dead. Yeah, that was a great timing from Mint right there. I don't know if they had. I don't think they had any.
They did.
Vision. They did. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah.
Really nice ward placed by Serenia. This should be a tier 2 tower right now as well, I think. The box, or even Kongor actually, that's even better.
Yep.
Still take that.
We'll just go for Kongor instead. And look to take him out, and at this rate, very likely going to be the case. No reason why it wouldn't be. It's not much that Tree can do to stop this. They're just going to counter push as Puppet Master pushing out the top lane. You do have Magnus just sitting quietly here, so maybe they do want to try to stop this. Magnus was sitting here for a little bit. He's creeping on over.
Oh, this is
no,
really
he's
bad.
going to be spotted.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Magnus?
He doesn't even portal key.
He ulted. Magnus ulted.
I know, he knew that. Well, that's what I was saying. They saw him there. So what it was, there was a ward of sight here. It was counter ward as he was channeling the eruption. So they knew that he was spotted. And so he decided to just fall back instead.
That could be the reason why Tree aren't going to take this Kongor right now as well. Oh god.
Yeah, I mean, Kongor is low. Is he going to try to sneak in?
I don't think they were spotted.
Well, Puppet was seen by the ref ward. He was definitely seen by the ref ward.
It's already too late.
No, it's not. Kraken goes in. He says, it's definitely not too late. Puppet Master, he gets locked down immediately right off the bat. Magnus, nice left side of the back. Jeremiah is locked down still. Down goes Puppet Master. They're still locking him down, but no, he's able to get out now. There's the Soul's Blessing coming out in the Hellborn team. Willowkeeper just falling to pieces right there. They're going to get Kongor now. Is Mint.
That
boy,
Magnus
oh boy.
eruption, man, that really cost him. Like they all, if that had Magnus eruption, then they have a chance to turn that. And not only that, but they couldn't kill the Jeremiah before he put the Soul's Blessing. He did, and the team fight just gets completely turned. They're Shrunken Head from Kraken as well, doing a lot of work, and without Puppet fighting with his, Tree just not able to take it in that team fight. And now they lose Token now and Dr. Repulsor. And Tree, I don't see how they're gonna really start taking team fights right now. They can't focus the Dr. Repulsor because he's got the token. But then if they don't focus him, he's just going to be doing too much work in the team fights as well. They do have good high ground defense, I guess, which is the one thing, but their outer towers are practically going to just fall, and there's not much Tree can really do to stop that.
Yeah. Yeah, Dr. Pulse was scouting it out, but again, he's the one with the token, and goes back to arguably one of the best heroes in the game with that token of life, and it really, it is one of those cases too. Doctor, really, arguably the only hero in this instance, but you could argue not wanting to kill him, honestly.
You don't. No. That's how you play them against Doctor. Because if you kill him, then he's gonna obviously. If you focus everything on him and you kill him, he's gonna come back to life and just destroy you. And if you do kill him, then you're probably gonna be more of a benefactor to him because he's gonna get all his mana back. Bottom lane.
Yeah, that was a nice jump onto him. Good point.
Like, what you want to do is you don't want to focus Dr. Pulsar at all, because eventually he's going to run out of mana. And when you run out of mana, then you're not going to have any impact really as a Dr. Pulsar. Your damage comes from your mana. And obviously you can only regen that either if you die with token, you come back obviously off the team fight. It's quick and short, for example. But what Tree needs to do to try and fight against his Doctor is just leave him till last, wait till all his mana's gone, and then him as a hero is just really reduced in terms of the team fights because he's got no mana. And he's only got Nullfire and Hellfire, so the mana regeneration is good, but I don't think it's going to be enough. So they'll need to have to focus the Engineer, Jeremiah, Kraken, and Glacius, and just hope Doctor sort of spams his mana, because when that is, the hero doesn't do too much in team fights.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Oh well, see how that works out here for them, because gonna be forced to deal with that here shortly. You see 250 still remaining on the token. And right now, Mint is grouping up as if they're going to be pushing this bottom lane. But yeah, I mean, they're picking Jeremiah, pretty good one from Tree that they just got after all those fights happened. And
he's got his port key though now, so he can stand.
Yeah,
fun.
Does have that here. And running back as Doctor and Glacius just going to push the bottom tower together. That's because the middle tower, they're looking to defend this. Energy field goes down, actually. Buying some time for his teammates. The Kexton's going to miss, but not the Kraken charge. They catch Electrician. Here comes Glacius as well with the Porky. Dr. Pulsar flies in. The Arcane Vortex was just too late anyways. And now Moira herself is in trouble. She tries to split up, cause some confusion. That's not going to happen, though. Robust with a double tap.
That was really nice play there from Serenia. Actually, completely locked down Cracky. Like, killed him from 4-0 as a solo Glacius, and he's got his portal key. So, really nice play there from Serenia. And yeah, that's probably game there from Tree, honestly.
Yeah.
But they do have Shockwave from Behemoth and Eruption on Magnus, so maybe they can make a stance. But
yeah, not 100%. I mean, definitely hanging in here, but it's going to require a pretty big ultimates here. And even with the power of them, Magma stuns in. Behemoth, he's not going in just yet. He's looking for the opportunity. Will he go in here right here? No, he gets stunned!
No.
Oh, that timing! That was the worst timing ever from Behemoth. Look at Exhibit even giving the shout out to himself right there.
That kick.
Oh my gosh,
that timing is
Behemoth.
like 0.3, 0.4, man. Like,
that was totally planned too. Exhibit's like, I know you're jumping in. That wasn't the case, but still, that was just great coincidence. Easy racks killed, and yeah, now I think for sure Mint is well on their way to pulling through with the victory here.
It was looking like that before, but yeah, that was just a little bit unlucky to be fair. But yeah, so it's most likely going to be a game 3 from Mint, and it's, to be fair, that really shows really well played there from Mint, like, because you lose when you try and take a level on Kongor in game 1, game 2. I mean, it looks very hard to honestly come back from it. It feels like, I mean, it's difficult though, like, in terms of just raw mentality, because if you lose in a way like that and then come back in a fashion like this, it's very impressive from Mint, and they're going to make it 2-2 most likely. I don't see really it going any worse, but who knows, I guess. Yeah,
obviously game 3 could possibly be on the corner. That's pretty exciting stuff, but Tree doesn't want that to be so just yet. They're still going to hold in there and see what they can make happen, but clearly, with how things have developed over these last couple of fights, it's not looking the prettiest for them. That Staff of the Master, it is on Electrician, so of course that'll be a great tool to have against now the Soul's Blessing of Jeremiah. And dealing with that here. Also being a level 3 ultimate, which he actually does have now, is pretty significant too, because of the cooldown. It's down to 4 seconds now. It's pretty ridiculous. It starts at 12, I mean already pretty short, but down to 8 and then down to 4 at level 3. So the idea that you could use it multiple times, even more than that, throughout team fights, pretty big deal. Because again, not only does it purge, but it in the sense of getting the buffs off, like the Soul's Blessing and the Charms, but it will slow them as well, and could help to chase them down or prevent them from chasing. Yeah, you see the Nullifier Blade though on Engineer.
That's big.
Talking about that earlier.
Yeah, it's just a nice little item for him. I'm just going to upgrade it as well now. So, because if you have like really low base damage, then it's kind of good to go like an Nullifier Blade, because that does the damage for you, kind of thing, regardless of what your attack damage is, because it just adds the extra mana burn to it. So yeah, nice pick up for him. And they got Trunkers now on Dr. Pulsar as well. It's just I don't see it going any badly unless they throw completely, but looking fine. But
try for it here. Going to the top lane, so they're going to be forced to defend this most likely if they keep going at least. which it looks like right now at least they're thinking about it. You see the bottom tower counter pushed by Electrician in the meantime. Getting back to base, realizing that's a very likely possibility. Level 2 Nullfire Blade is delivered to Engineer. Magnus, he's in a decent spot, but again, it's one of these cases where you probably think he might be there. Magnus channeling up the eruption, though. He catches a couple in the background of Glacius, as well as Kraken. But Kraken, he's able to pop the Shrunken Head, and now the heal on to Glacius, trying to keep him alive. Glacius outporting him plenty of damage as Dr. Pulsar finishes the job. So Magnus, not the prettiest. Behemoth wasn't able to follow up either. Out comes the energy field. There's the Arcane Vortex. It pulls in Dr. Repulsor, but he comes right back out and looking to do some good damage now. So they're just cleaning up at this point. Magnus and Electrician still alive, but the only ones you see that purge with the staff and how powerful it can be. But at this point, it really just doesn't matter. Magnus trying to escape, maybe? No. Oh, no.
Oh,
that was close.
Oh, Jeremiah. That's the tower.
Oh, he dies. At least they killed Jeremiah there. Electrician's giving him his last effort. He's tanky. And no Fireblade helping do some work, though. And well, Engineer's caught. He got trapped by the creeper that just spawned. And hey, it's a hat trick for Boxy. Well then. I mean, okay, so Tree's not going to give up just yet once again. At least it looks like it. You get a hat trick on a hero and push them out. They didn't even lose a tower, to be fair, so
nope.
There's, I guess, a good reason to still stay there.
Man, Serenia played that team fight so well. He completely locked down Cracky again. Like, even though Cracky erupted on him, but then he just turned around, Ice Prism, and then just chucked down like Glacial Downpour and like practically killed him 1v1.
Yeah.
Serenia not only did that mid, but it did it top lane as well. Just Serenia, man, just makes some big plays.
Behemoth's still trying to get level 11, and that could be pretty significant too. Remember, as there's a level 2 shockwave of his. That much more damage coming out, so. But yeah, the Shrunken Heads clearly were a big part, and that's what I was also going back to. It's almost as if they knew Magnus was there, even though they didn't necessarily have vision on it. It's a pretty obvious spot usually of where an initiator like that's going to be. In this case, Magnus. So they were able to react to it quickly enough and do him in initially. There's a lot of Kraken right there. What did Engineer just buy? An Arcana, actually. Interesting. I wonder, is that going to be a Spell Shards or is it going to be Hellfire?
Oh, Bradley.
I wonder.
What kind of magic damage does Engineer
Maybe
really
a Spell Shards.
Not Spell Shards.
I mean, he does a lot of magic damage, to be fair.
Not really, though. He's not
not a lot. Magic. I mean, everything is magic, though, is my point. Every single one of his abilities.
Like, if you play him as a support, he's more of like a control than more of like a damaging support. So
yeah.
It's not going to be Spell Shards. I'm sorry.
But Spell Shards just makes it even that much more powerful. Probably going to be
Hellflower.
Yeah, probably. He is level 3 too, the ultimate that is at least, so makes the energy field last up to 10 seconds now. As well as more damage and even less of a cooldown. It's almost as if level 3 ultimates are pretty strong. That is the point. Electrician Veiled Rot is just going to slowly scout out here. Looking to see if maybe Kongor... Oh, nope, no, he's going to be spotted. Engineer opens right here after using that portal key. Keck's not going to miss initially. No Fireblade put onto him, though. He's taking some good damage. Magnus with the counter eruption. Here comes Jeremiah. Sword blasting right before the start, but a lot of damage coming out. Look at the Arcane Vortex. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. They come out. And yes, the Legion team going to clean up. So they picked off Engineer, but still not enough in the end. That's, I mean, the Soul's Blessing, of course, it doesn't mitigate the shockwave necessarily, but still didn't matter.
Yeah, just only physical damage, so. But it was enough. The Shrunken Heads were popped from Doctor and Kraken anyway, so they just did not do any of that. So.
Yeah, it's one of those pretty ultimates that didn't really do a whole lot.
Yeah. They're going to try and contest though, and I think they should. They might as well go for some YOLO plays like this.
Yeah. Again, if they're doing Kongor, might as well try to defend that. But without Behemoth and Magnus, that's very likely. In fact, I'm honestly a little surprised Min even fell back from there. Now they're going to go back in. I mean, Behemoth is up. He doesn't have a shockwave, but can still be a little disturbing in these fights. They're going to try to bait them out. They jump on a Puppet Master in the background. Look at how quickly he falls right there. If you still think you have a chance if you're Tree, I don't know. if stuff like that's going to be happening throughout this game. Not much of a chance you got, frankly, but once again, still going to hang in there, but this is definitely going to be another Kongor kill, and that means another token for Doctor. Already difficult times here, so. But again, the good news is very likely a Game 3 coming up here in this important matchup. Coming at you. More of the illusion nearly dies before it even really does anything, though. Trying to maybe steal the Kongor kill, perhaps even destroy the token, but unsuccessful. Look at Dr. Repulsor flying all the way over there. I love it. That mana reach in, man. Yeah, Doctor's at that point of very scary.
Yeah.
No icon even needed.
This is weird though. I don't know why Tree they can go to a game 3, but they're still trying to hold on. Seems I don't know, a little bit strange to me, but guess why not? Who knows? Do they believe in miracles breaking?
Yeah. No.
No.
Not this game. That's a double. I had to think about what you were really saying for a second. I thought, wait, no, not this game. Honestly, but we'll see. We'll see if Tree has what it takes. I would like to see, you know, just one epic finish, to be fair, and that's probably what we're going to get here as far as some big team fight.
Yeah, where's the courtesy, man? Like, Tree need to just like throw themselves
Seriously.
at Min. Just go forward.
Behemoth is in a good spot right here to. Oh, never mind. He starts running away as soon as Doctor goes in the uphill. What do you do against this? It's like
you can't. You got to kill him in the back. But I'm surprised Doctor didn't go in on that. Though the only thing that can really stop him is Electrician, but he's dead because he had the repel from Jerizai. But
yeah. Well, there's that charm or the invulnerability being used, and getting some right there. More kind of scaring them off a little bit. She goes in with that ephemeral forge. You can see right there. Oh, wait, what was that? That's interesting. So if you purge it, it just makes it lose control. It doesn't actually kill it. Interesting. Okay.
It's the same thing, though. I guess.
Well, it is the same thing in the end, yeah. But that's. I wonder why it works that way. It's just weird.
Oh, no,
anyways,
ask Waza.
Yeah, that guy. What would he know? He probably wouldn't know, to be honest. Not gonna lie. Magnus, he's in a decent spot himself, but again, it's one of these also things where if you're pushing, if you're this Legion team in this case, the idea that somebody could be there, they'll be surprised if they have, in fact, Engineer almost running over there. What if they suspect something? But here we go. Eruption Meat Channel jumps right onto Engineer. Only Engineer, though. Here comes the counterplay. Engineer, no energy field just yet. He doesn't even get it off, and they missed him at all, actually. Jerizai could have saved him. He actually got crowd controlled right as he jumped in. The Voodoo Puppet trying to finish off Kraken, not enough to do so. The Arcane Vortex stalling Dr. Pulsar only slightly. And now he's looking for free reign once again. Now looking to finish off Puppet Master. Okay, I think Tree is going to realize they've had enough. A quad kill. Are we going to actually see an Annihilation right here? They want to save it for him, perhaps. In range? Oh, he doesn't get it. Didn't get it anyways. GG, well played. Game 2 goes to Mint, a.k.a. Fresh, and that means we got a game number 3 on our hands. Willow Keeper versus Fresh. Our winner bracket finals here from Group A. Winner goes to the Final Four. Loser will still have to fight to get to that Final Four bracket here.